Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're zeroing in on something really fundamental to communicating in English. It's all about how we ask questions.
Right. And you've shared a resource with us, Mastering the Basic English Question Words, which is aimed mostly at beginners, I think.
Exactly. But our goal here is to take that core knowledge, that foundation, and sort of unpack it for everyone listening. Make it useful no matter where you are with your English. We're not just going to define these words. We want to explore, the power behind them.
Makes sense. So where do we start?
Okay, so the heart of it all really are these 7 key words. You've got what, where, who, how, why, when, and which. It's kind of amazing how much mileage you get out of just those 7, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. They are the absolute building blocks for inquiry. Shall we start with what?
Let's do it.
Okay. So the resource tells us it's used for, things, objects, ideas, and the pronunciation is pretty quick. Just what?
Right, like what? Short and snappy. So you hear it in questions like, what is your favorite color? Or maybe, what time is it? Simple. But if you think about it, what really helps you drill down into specifics, doesn't it? It's all about identification.
Precisely. It prompts a response that, defines something or names it. Now let's think about where. This one relates to place, location, pronounced where. You kind of feel that little puff of air.
Where? Yeah, I hear it, like asking, where's the bathroom? Or a classic, where are you from?
Exactly.
So where is really about context, isn't it? It gives information a geographical anchor.
That's a good way to put it, a spatial anchor. Without the where, other details might not make much sense.
Totally. Okay, next.
Next up is who. Simple enough, refers to people, and the pronunciation is who.
Like an owl.
Yeah, pretty much like an owl sound. Who?
Okay, so questions like, who is your teacher?
Yeah.
Or who is that person over there? Who helps identify the people involved? It brings in that human element.
And often knowing the who is, key to understanding the why or the how of something that happened.
Good point. Which brings us to how.
Yes, how. This one asks about the way something is done or maybe someone's condition. Pronounced how. Rhymes with cow.
How. Got it. So things like, how do you say hello in Spanish? Or just, how are you today?
Those are perfect examples.
How seems to get into the process, the mechanics, or the state of being.
It does. And what's interesting about how is how flexible it is. It can be about method, like you said, or condition, or even extent, how much or how far.
Ah, right. Very versatile. Okay, what about why? The big one.
The big one indeed. Why seeks reasons, causes, pronounced why, like the letter Y, or asking about the sky.
Why? Okay, so why are you happy? Or the age-old question, why is the sky blue?
Exactly.
Why feels really powerful. It pushes beyond just facts, doesn't it? It demands an explanation, a deeper understanding.
Absolutely. You ask why, and you're often looking for a much more detailed, insightful answer than just a simple fact.
It definitely opens up the conversation. All right, moving on. When?
When. This one's all about time. Pronunciation is short, simple. When.
When. Easy enough. Like, when is your birthday, or when does the movie start? When just places events on a timeline. Gives that temporal context.
Crucial context, yeah. Without the when, it's hard to sequence things or understand, their relevance in time.
Makes sense. Okay, one left.
One left. Which. This is used when you're talking about selections. Choosing specific items from a group. Pronunciation is which.
Like a witch on a broomstick.
Exactly like that. Which.
Okay, so which book do you like out of these options? Or which one is yours?
Perfect.
So which helps narrow down the possibilities, make distinctions when there's a choice involved.
Right. And notice the difference there. Which usually implies a limited set of options, whereas what can be much more open-ended,
That's a useful distinction. What versus which?
Okay. And the resource you shared gives a nice little practical example. The question, what is your favorite color? Pronounced, what is your fay verit kaliler?
Okay, fay verit kaliler. Got it.
And a simple answer, my favorite color is blue.
Nice and clear. It shows what? Getting that specific piece of info.
And then there's a prompt for you, the listener, to practice with, where do you live? Pronounced, where do you ala?
Where do you la?
And the example answer is, I live in New York.
Right. And the idea is then for you to try making your own questions using who or why or, any of these 7 words we've just talked about.
Exactly. Because that active practice, that's where the real learning sticks, isn't it? You start to actually feel how these words work, and you get more comfortable slotting them into different situations.
Yeah, it goes beyond just knowing the definition. It's about actually using them.
Application is key.
Okay, so quick recap. We've done a bit of a deep dive into these 7 foundational words: what, where, who, how, why, when, and which. They might seem basic, maybe even obvious if you've been speaking English for a while, but they truly are the bedrock.
They really are. And getting comfortable with them, truly understanding how they function, it just opens up so many doors for communication, for getting the information you need, for understanding others.
Yeah, just think about your day. How often do these words actually pop up? In conversations, emails, news headlines, instructions. They're everywhere.
Absolutely indispensable tools.
So it makes you think, doesn't it?
Hmm.
Now that we've sort of refreshed our understanding of these basic fundamental tools,
Yeah.
what new questions might you formulate? How could you maybe use them a bit more consciously, more effectively in your own life?
That's a great thought to leave people with.
Huh.
How can you be more intentional with your questions?
Exactly. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive today. If you found this exploration useful, maybe learned something new, or just enjoyed the refresher, please do take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe to the deep dive. It really helps others find us.
It does. And until our next exploration, keep asking those questions.